Woo! Wild Times, here we go.
Yeah.
How we doing? This is the Wild Times. It is the greatest podcast on the air. There's so much exciting stuff to talk about today.
Yeah.
Forrest is amped up today.
I've been thinking about one thing and one thing only all day.
What do you got?
My penis.
Oh,
no,
wow.
we'll get into it in a second. I'm your host, Forrest Galante, the broologist. There's Papa P next to me, the
That's right.
producer, and the professor on the far end, Peter Fitzer.
Hello, gents.
And lots going on. Lots going
yeah,
on.
look, I mean, you started first thing this morning, coming out hot with the text. You walked into the studio. You were on the phone.
Yep.
You were late. I was late.
Yeah.
But Peter
Your
was
reason
here
was
on time.
better than mine. Your dog jumped through a window.
Sure did. No, but what? I mean, look, huge news today, fresh. What do we got?
Well, for the first time in history, an extinct animal has been bioengineered to be brought back. And not just one, two that have been announced. No, three. How many? I don't know. I don't know that they've told about. Three, Kyle says.
Yes.
I know
I thought-
other things,
I
but
thought
three.
you would know that detail.
No, I know other things, but I know of three. Romulus, Remus, and Khaleesi are the three dire wolves that for the first time in 10,000 years are once again roaming the earth. How insane is that?
Where are they
Crazy.
roaming?
So they're in an undisclosed facility. I can't say
Okay.
where they are
Okay.
for obvious reasons, but there are three of them. They have a massive paddock. I haven't seen them in person. I've seen videos and photos have been sent to me from this location. But they have this massive paddock they've been taking care of really well. That's Ben Lamb, the CEO of Colossal, holding one of the pups at only like 6 weeks old. And it's 6 weeks old. It's like 75 pounds.
Yeah, it's a big boy
Yeah.
already.
So these are legit dire wolves brought back, used from actual genes that were meticulously rebuilt from dire wolf genetics, one by one, to produce a dire wolf.
Dude, fascinating, man. So they finally have done it. It's they've been messing with the woolly mammoth, the Tasmanian tiger, the thylacine, and those are in the works. But this is actually the breaking
Well, okay.
point.
So as we all know, I'm a conservation advisor to Colossal. So I've been on the inside of this for over 2 years, and we've been working on this, on the dire wolf for over 2 years, longer than that. That's how long I've been involved in this. But it's been highly confidential. I've been under strict NDAs. Nobody's known about
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
And then, I knew when they were born, and I knew 3 or 4 weeks ago that this was going to get announced this week. And everybody's been talking internally about it. And then woke up this morning. It's like, hey, guess what, world? Extinction's a thing of the past.
Cover of Time magazine.
Cover of Time magazine right now. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So dire wolves, they're born. Now, what's so cool about this, and it's important to note, is not just are the dire wolves, this technology is a proof of concept, okay? It's really important to note this, and with all of the news and the stuff floating around, listen to the howl of the puppies. That's my good buddy Matt James holding them right there.
Oh my. Beautiful.
How cute is that?
A sound not heard in what, 50,000 years?
At least 10,000.
10,000?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable, dude. Gracing the earth again with its wonderful,
So,
beautiful sound.
Dire wolves. Okay, Game of Thrones, right?
Yep.
There's dire wolf
Yep.
characters.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Two of them.
I had seen it on Game of Thrones. Then I went to the La Brea tar pits, and I believe there were dire wolves in North America, right?
Correct.
Because I think
Yep.
there was some in California that had fallen into the La Brea tar pits.
Correct. Yep.
Tell me about. So what can I expect when I get to see these dire wolves?
Well, and
in
here's the
person?
thing. That's why I was saying this is important to understand. So the dire wolves are a proof of concept.
Okay.
This was never announced. Colossal is obviously known for working on thylacine, working on mammoth, working on dodo. For 2 years, I've known about this. We've been working on this. We knew this was going to come. Came today. Big announcement. Everybody's super excited. But nobody knew this was coming. This is a proof of concept. The reason I'm pointing this out is nobody's letting dire wolves go tomorrow.
Sure.
They're not going to be like, hey, we need dire wolves back in Yellowstone. No, thank you.
Sure, right.
No, thank you at all. Like that's a bad idea.
Right.
But this is a proof of concept to show what this technology is capable of. And the real game changer is that this same technology has been used to clone critically endangered red wolves, which is an animal, I think we've talked about it before. It's the most critically endangered wolf species in the world. And because this technology is useful in canines, here's another way to put it. If we just came out and said, Colossal came out and said, hey, we've cloned a critically endangered red wolf, it's kind of a page turner,
Mhm.
It's like, oh, okay, like we heard about when Dolly the sheep got cloned, and we know you guys are working on this. You took an animal that's out there that can breed
Yeah.
and made another one. But no, so what Colossal's done so ingeniously is they've announced, look at what this technology can do, and already applied this technology to this Red Wolf clone with this they've named Ghost Daughter, which is like a native name. I forget the name of the actual pronunciation of it.
Nika Kaida.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, it's just so cool because it's showing the application for this technology. But literally, the way I see it, and I could talk about what we can expect with the wolves and everything, but the way I see it is when we all woke up today, the world had changed. Like extinction is in some degree now a thing of the past.
It's not a permanent thing anymore.
No, it doesn't
Wait, can
need
you
to be. With the right money and everything else, it doesn't need to be. Like literally, when we woke up today, the world changed.
So I was trying to get you to describe a direwolf.
And?
What's a direwolf?
Okay, sorry.
There are people listening who still don't know what we're talking about.
Fair enough. A dire wolf is a giant wolf. So it was closely related, or unclear I'm unclear on it, how closely related it was to the gray wolf. But imagine a gray wolf that was 200 pounds, that lived 10,000 years ago, that was what a coyote is to a wolf,
Right.
a wolf was to a dire wolf. Does
Okay.
that make sense? So when
Yes.
you look at a coyote and go, wow, that's like a little wolf, and it's kind of smaller and it lives in a solitary way and it will sometimes be in a pack, blah, blah, blah. Then you look at the wolf and you're like big, majestic, powerful, larger. Now, if you take one more step from wolf to dire wolf, that's basically
It's just
what it is.
to me, some of these diagrams here, it looks thicker.
Yeah.
It's definitely taller than a wolf too, right?
7 feet long, 200-ish pounds. It's just
Crazy.
it's longer legs, faster running. It's just sort of bigger and more powerful. And just, again, like a coyote is to a wolf is to a dire wolf. I
And
would
so
say.
this is the first 100%. So the genetics are 100% back.
They used dire wolf genes, pure dire wolf genes, to then build dire wolf, if
Right.
that makes sense. I don't understand any of this. We've talked about this many times. I'm not a CRISPR guy. I don't understand
But
this,
it's not like a wishy-washy thing. I remember we did that one article where they brought back like a zebra without stripes, and they were like, well, yeah, it's not really that animal.
Correct.
Right.
This is different than that.
Correct. What I understand is that the dire wolf expresses basically 20 key unique traits that makes it different from a regular wolf.
Okay.
So instead of just taking a regular wolf and being like, all right, let's make it bigger and call it a dire wolf.
Yeah.
That's not what they've done. They've taken those 20 key traits that are unique to dire wolves and put them into the pups that the surrogate dog birthed and now bred a dire wolf, if that makes sense. So
yeah.
genetically, it's a dire wolf. It's not, you can easily take a gray wolf. I don't know about easily, I couldn't, but you could take a gray wolf and be like, hey, let's just genetically engineer this to be 250 pounds
Yeah.
and call it a gray wolf. But that's not what they've done. They've taken these unique traits and put them into the pups.
So obviously there's no plans in place that these will ever be released.
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
And-
I mean,
and-
that's insanity.
Why? Why can't we do it?
Same reason we're not.
Takeover.
Have you seen Jurassic Park, Patrick?
Yes.
Do you
I
know what
have.
happens when you release the big predators?
I
That's
was
a good
just
point.
gonna say though, like we are actually that much closer to some like kind of crazy billionaire building Jurassic Park.
Well, that's basically what Ben's done. But no, so the pups are in this undisclosed location. It's in the U.S., I can tell you that.
Okay.
It's amazing. Like I said, I've seen a lot of live videos and photos and stuff of them. And they have an unreal facility, like Ventara level facility just for these pups. But they'll
Very
never be
cool.
released.
Mhm.
I don't even know that they'll ever be open to sort of the public seeing them.
Yeah.
This is just like the world needs to know that we can do this.
But we can
basically.
expect to see probably tons of like videos and learn about their behaviors and
Definitely.
all kinds of different
Definitely.
fun
Definitely.
sciencey things.
Yeah.
So it
Um,
says that the pups are already, I don't know. Oh, they're 6 months old. They're pure white.
Yep.
Or dire wolves. Is that one of their traits?
I don't know.
Okay. Um,
Probably.
At 6 months old, they're already 4 feet long and 80 pounds. They expect them to grow to 6 feet long and 150 pounds. But it says that even when their handlers who have raised them from birth approach them, they can only get so close before they flinch and retreat, which is definitively like wolfish behavior,
Correct.
not dog behavior.
Correct. If you go and see a wolf, it doesn't run up and lick you in the face. and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And that I think that's just the expression of those traits in personality.
So what do we think like the implications of this are as far as like conservatism go? Like, so we can bring back all of these animals.
Wait, conservatism, like
I think he means conservation.
Conservationism.
That. How many drinks have you had?
It's early. I've got like 7 drinks scattered here. Not all alcoholic though, but
only 3.
Right. No, but so, as far as like we hear a lot of negativity going on about like the environment and everything. What can they do with this technology that would make us feel like warm and fuzzy, other than just kind of like the obvious like awesomeness of it? Like, could they bring back, I don't know, what trees or something that will make the environment better? Or
I think there's an ebb and flow here. Extinction is an incredibly serious thing, and I don't want people to look at this. This is just me speaking from a personal standpoint. And obviously, I'm an advisor to Colossal. I support what they're doing wholeheartedly. This is one day I'll get to see a thylacine because of them, probably, So I'm a big supporter. So I'm looking at this through rose-colored glasses. But on the flip side of it, the danger of this science and technology is people think extinction doesn't matter. Could think extinction doesn't matter. Well, wait, so who cares if the blue beetle just went extinct? Colossal just bring it back.
Right.
They're a $1 billion company, and they can bring back a wolf. Who gives a shit if we lose the wood-boring beetle? Well, guess what? When you lose the blue wood-boring beetle, that affects the entire forest. It's not just about that beetle, if that makes sense. And my fear is that from a superficial level, an ignorant person looks at this and goes, okay, well, I no longer need to really care about extinction.
Right.
But on the flip side of that coin, we don't really care anyway.
Exactly.
As a society, as a species, humans don't care, or we'd be doing more about it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're kind of saying that, like, some political person who's trying to maybe pass some or get rid of some regulations on like environmental protections could just be like, well, I mean, we can just grow them in a lab anyways. Who cares if this thing that we do, this policy decision, wipes out a whole species?
As always, it comes down to education and understanding. If you understand that it's not just about saving an individual or saving an individual species, it's about that species' place in the food chain and in the ecosystem and the ecology that it plays on the environment. And so on face value, the dum-dum now goes, well, extinction's extinct. Who gives a shit, they'll just bring it back if we kill it out. I might as well go hunt that last rhino.
Why do they have to sound like that?
I don't know.
I feel
what
like
dumb people sound like.
That would have been the Times article headline. Well, extinction's extinct.
But you know what I mean? It's like, and so there is like a scare of that. But I think, again, my opinion is it's not like we're doing enough anyway, and you can't be scared of change, and you can't be scared of technology. And this is change in technology. So This is coming from the guy who constantly says how much he's scared of AI. But regardless, like, this is it, like, this is the big step. It's so exciting. I think this represents such a big change in history. And what it does mean is that we can begin to use this technology to repair ecosystems. So, for instance, once the same technology is applied to the thylacine, which we all know Colossal's been working on, and the thylacine is reintroduced to Tasmania, that's going to reduce the mange, it's going to reduce the overgrazing, it's going to reduce the facial tumor disease, it's going to take out all those sick and unhealthy macropods in Tasmania that are spreading disease. Like, it's just going to balance out that ecosystem. And that's where this technology is so exciting. Do I care about the direwolf? Yeah, selfishly, it's fucking rad.
It's cool.
I watch Game of
Very
Thrones. Cool. Do I care about the direwolf as it pertains to conservation? No, not on an individual level.
Particularly.
No,
yeah,
I don't. But what this stands for and what this means, and this step towards the greater good of de-extinction conservation is, it's just unbelievable. Like, my mind's been blown. I mean, like Patrick said, I walked in here like it looked like I'd just been hit in the face with a baseball bat. I'm like, I don't even know what's happening today.
Dude, so they got the DNA. This is interesting to me. They had 2 samples of direwolf DNA. One was from a 13,000-year-old tooth that was found in Ohio.
Yep.
The other was a 72,000-year-old ear bone unearthed in American Falls, Idaho. And they were in museums, and they were lent to Colossal to extract the DNA.
Yeah. And then Colossal,
crazy.
I'm probably going to give a little spoiler alert here, but then Colossal does something that I don't know if even the museums know. They drill into the core of it.
I would think.
Because the outside's all fragmented and damaged, right? So you have to drill into the core of it to extract this DNA. And then they're like, okay, we got it. Sending back. It still looks good. And they like send the samples back, I feel like.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if that's
think
really
the museums
how that
are probably like, we're fine with that.
Yeah.
Also,
You got to imagine they have, 45 direwolf skulls, and they're like, "Can you just send us a fucking tooth?"
Dude,
You know,
all right. So let's open this up to everybody. Let's say like 10 years from now, some crazy billionaire, as you said, has opened up essentially a park. You can go, they've got saber-toothed cats.
Mm-hmm.
It's an extinct zoo.
Yeah.
They got thylacine, saber-toothed cats, dire wolves, woolly mammoths,
Yep.
mastodons. They've got all this cool shit roaming around. It's an experience.
Yep.
How much would you pay to go see it?
Oh man,
And they're not
To take
giving
my
you a
kids.
fucking influencer discount for us.
Damn it.
Yeah.
A fortune. Like, am I like in amongst the first people to get to go and see it kind of thing?
It's been like soft opened for a month.
I would pay, and I don't have that much money. I would pay $10,000 to go and see it.
That was what I was thinking.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty broke, but for my kids to be able to go there and kind of experience this and be the first generation to see it, I mean, I think it's worth a few grand to take the kid. They're definitely worth it more than like Disneyland.
Kyle, would you pay 10 grand?
No, I'd say $2,500.
I want to hear what the brosters would pay. Drop a comment. Let
Here's
us
the
know.
thing, though. Like, I would rather do that and have that experience and see those things than buy a car next
Sure.
year.
Yeah.
Or
Short-faced bear. I forgot to mention that.
yeah, I mean, are you kidding me?
You up to 3?
Price
Kyle,
just
there's
went
a
up.
short-faced bear.
Price just went up.
You're only
It's
paying
up to
2,500
$3K.
bucks.
Yeah.
Jesus.
$5,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
saber-toothed cat would be to me. That's what's getting me there.
I might let it kill me just to be that guy.
Sure.
You know those people that jump over the fucking fence in the zoo
Oh, yeah.
and then always get murked? I might do that.
Murked.
Yeah, I might just be the guy that's like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going in the saber-tooth enclosure. This is how I'm going out.
I got a quick question. So I know you might not even know this, Forrest, but you touched on how you're terrified of AI taking over and everything.
Yeah.
Did Colossal, the advent of AI, Colossal's been working on this for years. AI at the same time has been advancing like rapidly.
Yeah.
Was there a connection there? Like that they've been using the AI to
Absolutely.
exponentially advance the way that they're able to do this?
Colossal has a whole in-house AI team.
Wow.
I don't know what that means because I'm
Right.
so like...
Or
I
what they
fucking-
do.
I don't know
Yeah.
what they do. I
Yeah.
don't understand it. To me, it's like 4 nerds sitting on ChatGPT going like, now solve this.
ChatGPT.
I have a feeling it's a little bit more in depth than that. But
Yeah.
no, they have a whole like AI department at Colossal.
All right. So the same zoo, basically, it's not open to the public,
Okay.
but it's all there, and you can pick one. They've offered to fly you out,
Mm-hmm.
but you can only kind of hang out and see one of the animals I named. Which
Ooh,
one
I
are you
like
gonna
that.
go?
Did you get to pet them?
I mean,
You get to like go into the enclosure.
you
with
get
the
an
keeper.
interaction.
Yeah.
TBD.
Yeah, you get to tickle
Peter, you
their
go.
butthole.
Which one are you doing?
All right, we decided we're going to do a contest for the NBA playoffs. We have not decided what we're wagering. What are we going to wager?
I think that I'm definitely going to lose, so I'm going to wager something that I'm decent at, which is I will eat the remaining spicy gummy bear that's sitting in the studio.
Oh, dude.
No.
Yeah,
You got to
I'll do
eat
it.
the whole thing. There's no
Well, it's
sucking
not
on it and
just
spit
me;
it
it's
out.
whoever loses, and I'm a gambling man here, so I think somebody's got to eat this thing.
All right.
I'll agree as long
I'll
as
agree.
it has to be fully eaten and there's no spitting it out.
Deal.
Okay.
Deal.
All right. We are doing an underdog fantasy contest because the NBA playoffs are here. They start tomorrow. I'm excited. Underdog is a new sponsor. It is the best in class app for having some action on the games.
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
All right. So we got 2 games tomorrow. Let's go with our picks. We're each starting with $100. Whoever has the most money in the account at the end wins. Whoever has the least loses.
Who are your
All
picks, Pat?
All right, I'll go first. I'm going to do Dyson Daniels higher than 6.5 rebounds. Contavious Caldwell-Pope lower than 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Ja Morant higher than 27.5 points. Steph Curry higher than 28.5 points. $25 pays $250.
Clown Town. I'm going to go Terrence Mann higher than 12.5 points on rebounds and assists combined. Steph Curry higher than 39.5 points, rebounds and assists. Ja Morant higher than 32.5 points, which means if I put 25 in, I'm getting paid $240, which is pretty much what's going to happen.
Okay. Peter?
All right. Well, Forrest clearly used AI for that. I did not. I'm going Stephen Curry lower than 28.5 points. Jimmy Butler higher than 24.5 points.
Ooh, boosting it.
Using that little feature where you can boost it up and make lots of money. Trey Young lower than 10.5 assists. and my $25 pays 204 big ones.
Look, Underdog is awesome. I've tried similar apps. The cool thing about this is that you can, if you think a guy is going to go off, you can boost up the number. You can play with it to increase your odds, which I have never seen on any other app. It is why I am using it exclusively moving forward.
Download the Underdog app and sign up now using the promo code WILD to unlock special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code WILD. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7-HOPE line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Spring is in the air, everybody. And you know what's not in the air in my house? The stink of cat litter.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I've talked about this. This product truly has changed my life. I told my friend about it. I told someone in a meeting whose cat walked through the background the other day about this because I actually love it.
Obsessed.
If you have a cat, you have, I'm not steering you wrong. Pretty Litter is amazing. They deliver it to your door. It is somehow miraculously taken all of the smell of litter. You know how you can smell a litter box?
That's disgusting.
You can't when you use Pretty Litter. It honestly is incredible. I hated every litter I'd ever used before. It clumps up. It turns into a clay when you're cleaning it out. It's
so
heavy.
heavy.
It stinks. The powder goes in your nose when you dump it in the trash can.
Horrible product.
Pretty Litter is truly a product that is a game changer. I am a catman, and this has changed my life.
Pretty Litter helps keep my house smelling fresh and clean. Try and you'll love it. Go to prettylitter.com/wild to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. That's prettylitter.com/wild to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/wild. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details. As you guys know, when I walk into the studio, I'm usually on the phone, and I'm always on these guys. I got my Raycons in. I mean,
Since you've got the Raycons, we don't have to hear your garbage meetings.
which is better because there's noise canceling. They have a 32-hour battery life, which means I never
huge.
charge them, which I hate dealing with. They charge very quickly. In just 10 minutes, I get 90 minutes of charge. When I do need it,
it's a game changer, the quick
it's
charge.
basically never, by the way. And the best part about them is they're half the price of other premium audio brands. Like they're better quality, half the price.
You love these things.
I love them. I use them every day. That's why they're in my pocket. In fact, I love them so much that I got them all for my family for the upcoming Mother's Day. No longer will my wife and I be mixing up our headphones. She's got a pair of pink and green watermelon ones.
Okay.
Yeah. I even got my mom some. God knows if she'll be able to use them. They're neon yellow. It's great.
She'll never lose them.
No mixing them up. And if they don't like them, guess what? 30-day money-back guarantee. I'll send them back. They can keep their watermelons in neon yellows, and I'll send them back. But I know they're going to love them.
No questions asked.
No
Return
questions
policy. Gotta love it.
Hey, if you want to try it,
Yeah.
go to buyraycon.com/wildtimes to get 20% off site-wide. Right now, Raycon is offering up to 20% site-wide when you go to buyraycon.com/wildtimes. Buyraycon.com/wildtimes.
By the way, they're already super affordable. 20% more off is a huge deal.
Yeah, they're
Definitely
basically free.
You
They're
just
basically
grab
free
'em.
headphones now.
Yeah, just take them.
You got to get them. Well, guys, you see me today.
You look great.
It's been like 80 here for the past couple days. It's going to be 80 for the next 2 weeks, and I am in my chubby spring attire. Makes me feel good. It's light. It's airy. It fits my chubby dad bod perfectly and makes me look skinny. You even mentioned how
The
skinny I
original stretch shorts. Are you wearing the 4-inch inseam there,
Well,
buddy?
5.5 inch. People have noticed. They've already commented on the pod. I know.
I like it.
Milky white thighs are exposed.
By the way, I busted out. I got my first pair of 4-inch inseam shorts. Walked out of the house. My
Yeah.
wife immediately goes, "Ooh, are those new? They look great."
Ooh.
So I think I'm a 4-inch guy in the original stretch shorts now.
I hope Chubbies comes out with a 2-inch inseam.
Listen,
There's not a
That's
short
called
enough short
underpants.
out there. Yeah.
as a guy with great legs, it's my number one asset. Sorry, Forrest. These are the best possible shorts you can get, man.
They
It's
have the stretchiest fabric
yeah.
of all time. It's like ultimate movability and flexibility. It makes
It's
no
the
sense.
only
Look at me moving.
the only swimmies that I own are Chubbies. They're great. My pool's almost done. Summer's coming. Whether you're getting dressed for your workday, a workout, or a weekend getaway, Chubbies has you covered. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our viewers and listeners 20% off your order with our code WILDTIMES at chubbiesshorts.com. That's code WILDTIMES at chubbiesshorts.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Don't blend in with the crowd. Stand out with Chubbies.
Chubbies. Oh man, I mean, honestly, the saber-toothed tiger since like the Flintstones era has always been like the extinct animal where I'm like, oh, look at this, like just it's a cat with giant fangs and it talks and it's a cartoon character.
These
So-
are this zoo. This is Pleistocene Park, right? It's filled with Pleistocene creatures.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's that mean? Pleistocene?
From the Pleistocene era,
Okay.
So stuff that's
not
is more
dinosaurs,
recently
other
extinct.
extinct stuff.
Gotcha.
Does that make
Okay,
sense?
more recently extinct.
So I mean, because you got the woolly mammoth, right? So
Yep.
you might want to just go size, but you could go see an elephant.
No, for
and
me-
you can't
for me,
really get
there's
near
two.
the woolly
So
mammoth.
I feel like thylacine for you is going to be up there.
I'm taking that off the table. I
Okay.
figure we're focusing on like true Pleistocene fauna.
No, but thylacine's there. You got to
Okay,
put
well
it
then-
back on the table.
Okay, then thylacine.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know if I believe that. I think when push came to shove, if you're thinking I could see a saber-toothed tiger
all right, fair.
or a
fair,
thylacine,
fair,
I
fair.
think you might want something.
But
a little
and here's the
bigger.
thing, because I know at some point Colossal will help me see a thylacine. So
Right.
I'll take that out of the table. Take that off the table. I have two then.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to do yours or should I do mine?
Ooh, look at that
I
saber.
think I'm in the same spot as Peter. I think I would. I would have to go saber.
I mean, look at this thing. It's like a
That's
bear
insane.
cat with
insane.
fangs. It's incredible. Different
so mine
variations of the
are-
coloring.
I'd say this is probably number one, Megatherium, the giant ground sloth.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Ooh.
I just think it's a giant ground sloth. It didn't eat meat or anything, so it's kind of like an elephant, in the sense of I could probably look at the size chart
Oh
over there
my
next to a
God.
person.
It looks.
I feel like I could go in with that without having a huge problem.
It does have some giant claws on it.
it
Yeah.
looks like
Oh,
an
yeah.
ogreish human. Like its gait.
Imagine that though. Imagine walking in and looking at that
That is
thing.
pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. So
That is big boy.
that's in the top. The other one is, and I'm blanking on the name right now. Kyle, see if you can find these quickly. They're giant extinct armadillos.
Oh
And
yeah.
we've talked about this. The Native Americans used to hunt them, or the early people. I don't know if it was Native American. These guys, yeah. Glyptodon, thank you. The
Oh my
Glyptodons.
goodness.
Now, people used to hunt these and use their domed armadillo shells as an igloo.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a perfect igloo. It's
Yeah,
a
look
perfect
at that.
shelter.
That's like a cool rendering there. But I think of those two, it's got to be Megatherium.
You get your food, you hunt it. You literally just have like a lifetime supply of food there. You push it into the shell and you just go live in it with your family.
Really? So you'd go both of those over woolly mammoth, over mastodon?
Well, look,
o-
can I explain why?
Sure.
Of course.
Okay, so I know where your argument's going to go against this, but a woolly mammoth is just seeing a shaggy elephant.
Right.
Seen it. Check that box. Seen the elephant. A saber-toothed tiger is just seeing a giant clouded leopard. Clouded leopards are basically saber-toothed tigers. This guy, I get it. This is just a giant armadillo. The other one's just a giant sloth. But there's something like you're just upsizing a big cat and you're just making an elephant hairy. This is like major upsizing of an armadillo.
Yeah, I
Or
look at
taking
that
a
thing.
sloth and turning it into a fucking Bigfoot. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's like it's weird enough.
You're getting into Jurassic Park territory with that thing.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
It's huge.
Yeah. Is that something you can buy? It is.
The giant sculpture.
Oh man, if I put that in my garden, my wife would kill me.
Oh, you got it.
Kyle, click that. Let's see how much a giant, a life-size glyptodon sculpture is.
I think you're gonna have to have someone make it.
Oh, I thought this was dude.
thought that was a
Alibaba.
capybara.
Go to Alibaba, Kyle, real quick. Have you guys ever seen some of the stuff available on Alibaba? Go to Alibaba and just type in glyptodon, dude. You'll look. There it is.
There it is.
Told
Oh,
you.
wow.
$5,000. I can get a life-size animatronic
Wow.
glyptodon out of China.
Oh wow,
Look
and
at that.
it moves.
And it moves. Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
not
I
bad
would. I
price.
think you should probably order that.
I think I should too. There are some tariffs coming where this may become very challenging, but
True.
right now I could order a garden glyptodon. No one would say anything about
By the
it.
way, there's 5 different sellers that make life-size animatronic glyptodons.
Click that verified one right there, Kyle.
Looks like they have a few sales.
It's
each.
only $2 to $4,000. There's a video? Kyle, go to the video. It's only $2 to $4,000. But look at this. You get a fucking walrus, a giant penguin.
There we go.
There,
There's
you're
that
on the
video.
video, you loon.
Where?
right there.
Back up. One more.
Stop.
Up. Oh boy.
Somewhere.
Here we go.
This is good pod.
I
Great
saw-
pod.
there we
it
go.
is.
Look at that.
Wow.
So it's just kind of moving its head around.
Yeah, but
I don't think it
imagine-
walks.
Tail
No.
moves too.
But imagine that in my garden for $4,000.
That's
Dude,
good.
you should put it so to where it's visible
Like in the bushes, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So where people driving by are like, what the fuck?
And then you add
that
like
crazy guy?
Remember the Billy Big Mouth bass where you walk by and the bass starts singing? You add that sensor to it, so when somebody walks by, it just starts moving its head in the bushes.
What does it sing?
There's definitely like a
Billy Big Mouth bass?
No, this thing.
Oh, good question.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck?
I don't know.
There's definitely a fine line between like, being cool and your neighbors thinking you're like the white trash hillbilly guy.
Extremely fine. To be clear, if I'm ever just like, I mean, I'm already eccentric, but if I'm ever a very eccentric billionaire, I'm going to have a garden full of these shenanigans things.
You got to get a whole zoo.
Yeah, why not?
What is that thing?
That would be a good one. The woolly rhino.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Imagine seeing a woolly rhino.
So you could buy an animatronic woolly rhino from the same seller.
Yep.
Look at that.
For the low price of $4,000.
Dude, I'm telling you, Patrick, the next show you pitch,
Yeah.
you need an outrageous prop that you're like, there's no way that exists. Just pop on old Alibaba and throw it in the search bar.
They base a whole show around this, in fact.
Dude,
I think it would sell.
Bonkers what's on there.
Oh, man. I mean, it makes me, I'm just trying to think of a show that I could pitch that would be an excuse to buy a bunch of these things.
Exactly.
100%.
And own them.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%. And then what do you do with them afterwards? You're like, well,
Keep them.
I did this for a Shark Week show many years ago. I bought, you can probably find it on Alibaba, giant life-size inflatable whales that they use for theme parks.
Oh, yeah.
And I use them to actually tow behind the boat and use, like these things. But I mean, this whale was, it was like the size of that one. Like, see that third one down? I spent like $4,000 on it. And now I still have it sitting in storage. I have no idea what to do with it.
It's funny,
when
man.
it's
Your
not
storage
inflated,
locker
how
must-
big is it?
It's as big as this coffee table. It's
Okay.
massive.
Your storage locker must be a sight to behold.
Oh, it's lunacy. It's utter lunacy. Yeah.
Man.
Anyway,
Just
look. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, I was going to say real quick. I don't know if it was pointed out. I didn't know this, but after scanning through the article, there was two sets. There was multiple births, like months apart from each other for the dire wolves.
Oh,
Got
I didn't
it.
know that they'd announced that. I was being very cryptic. That's why I was like, oh, there's 3, huh?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So-
It's in the
there you
article,
go.
though.
Thought that was interesting.
It is.
Man,
Yeah.
so they've brought 3 animals back from extinction officially.
A couple generations.
That's wild. It makes me think they have other things done that have just not been announced.
Maybe.
Yeah, it
Maybe.
must be.
No, I can tell you that. Nothing else is done that hasn't been announced. But there are many other things that are being worked on.
You know
that have
what's
not been
interesting?
announced.
Colossal Bioscience is a company that's based in the U.S., right?
In Dallas.
We have all kinds of regulations and rules here. I feel like another company in a less restrictive potential
Not even. And can I tell you
country.
why?
Why?
Because it's a whole new space. It's like AI.
Mhm.
There is no what laws are there on companies that profit off of de-extinction? It doesn't exist.
It's
You know
true.
what I mean? Like no
So
laws
there
have been
is-
written to regulate
Sure,
it.
sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still figuring all this shit out,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Like it hasn't like wormed its way through the Supreme Court yet,
For
Correct.
sure.
right? Which is why
Probably
like
never will.
in entertainment,
it's
everyone's
It
figuring
is.
out like what can we do with like AI generated video and images, and nobody knows yet.
Yeah. Well, so you just made a comment like, oh, it's coming. So I'm assuming that like Colossal is planning a risk mitigation.
Oh, I mean, there's already
team on this.
naysayers and this, that, and the other thing, but I feel like today's news alone is
Yeah.
going to hit the Supreme Court.
Oh, I mean, this is in now mainstream news, whereas
100%.
before this was kind of a niche thing.
100%.
And now it's going to be a big thing. Yeah. Yeah.
So can we move on to
Yeah.
something else in the
Have you
news?
gotten it out of your system?
I'll try to. I'll try to stay focused on other things. Speaking of like how networks are dealing with AI, did you get that email from Discovery maybe 3 weeks ago
I don't think
about
so.
using AI in your shows and stuff?
No.
Yeah, so they sent out an email that's like, we're unsure what our position on using AI to recreate scenes and generate, media is.
Mhm.
But right now you can use it. You just have to let us know exactly when it's AI and we'll decide whether it's like
Interesting.
viable or not.
So what? I'm just trying to think. What would an application even be?
Like a recre show.
Well, yeah, remember that the first
okay.
one that Sora came out, which was like the initial
Yeah.
ChatGPT's version of the video AI. When they came out, they showed a scene, and I remember we watched it, Pat.
The mammoths in the snow, that one.
Well, there was that, but there was also that scene where they went back to like the old West or something and did
Yeah.
just like a drone shot aerial.
Oh, that's right.
and
yeah.
you could not even tell the difference.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yes, right here.
Yep.
Just like incredible, bro.
If you're listening, take a look at, come and tune in, and you could see the gold rush as generated by Sora. But I can tell you right now, like, where Kyle and I and the rest of our YouTube team are working on a YouTube video that is a storytelling video.
Yeah.
And we're filling out all the visuals using Sora, just like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm sure people are going to get upset, but like, look at this.
Well,
yeah.
how does the stuff look? Because that video of the gold rush is meant to look old timey.
Yeah.
I think, or it just looks like shit.
I mean, Kyle, like, you weigh in. You've been working on generating some of that stuff. How does it look?
Visually, it looks okay. It's just like it doesn't get like features correct.
Can you do the teaser like the elephant one I made? Do you know how to find that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Remember the elephant and the fire that I made and I sent it to you?
Real quick. Look at top right on Kyle's YouTube.
Is that Ricky Martin?
John Mayer?
John Mayer. You've been watching some Mayer videos?
I love John Mayer.
Dude, he's a huge John Mayer guy.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
huge.
Your bubblegum tongue.
He bought he bought a G-Shock watch that was in partnership with who and John Mayer?
John Mayer and Hodinky.
Whatever Hodinky is.
I don't know who Hodinky is.
I don't know. It's this big blue watch thing. And Kyle was like, check this out. And I was like, I don't know what any of these things are.
You guys are obsessed with watches.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Kyle's been my friend in this space. But yeah, but he's got a John Mayer special edition G-Shock watch.
Dude, the
I
video...
didn't know you were such a Mayer head.
The video AI thing, I think people... Like, I think the talent, the human talent that is needed there is basically you have to be able to discern and edit out anything that looks like with the hands. You got to pick out only the shit that actually looks legit, because once one little thing looks AI, it knocks you out of the whole thing. You're like, like you get pissed. You're like, this is AI. Like they didn't even take they put in a prompt and did not even take the time to get rid of the garbage.
But it's coming. That's just early stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Soon it'll all clean up.
Dude, the animal videos, because a lot of people are posting stuff on like fishing boats, pulling stuff out of the ocean. And the humans in the videos, they're all just like standing there like zombies, like just kind of milling about.
Kyle, pull up that one
pisses me
where people are scrubbing barnacles off of whales. You know what I'm talking about? I've had this sent to me, I would say, by no less than 30 people asking me if this is real and if I should do this and if this is safe for the animals. And I'm like, just stop. Like this. It doesn't even look kind of real, but people are fucking falling for it.
Oh, man. Dude. Look
at this. Oh, I built this barnacle scrubber for the whales.
But if you don't know.
It's also the whale. That's a dead whale.
None of it, and its whole face is now barnacle. Like,
listen,
what is happening here?
If you don't know, if you're a layman like me, like I know tech, so I would be like, nah, this is bullshit automatically. But I feel like this is easily to fool someone, because these videos are like 30 seconds, 15 seconds long.
There's a tractor driving on this whale.
How did they get
barnacles. Yeah.
Looks like he's covered in Lucky Charms, by the way.
What a mess. What a mess. What is this world coming to?
I love it.
All right, you know what? We got right into it. Kyle, give me a what's in the news jingle.
This is interesting.
Yeah, it is. Can I introduce it?
Yeah.
No, can I set this up?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why.
Damn it.
Because do you have something you want to do it?
I do.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, well, I sent a text to the group the other day, and I said the headline said, "Influencers' new threat to uncontacted tribes warns group after U.S. tourist arrest." And I said to you, well, it looks like Forrest and the Nelk started a new trend.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the same setup I was going to use.
Okay.
So we're in good shape here. No, so we've all heard of North Sentinel Island, right? We've talked about it many times. It's that
Person
island
was killed there, right?
Yeah, basically everybody that's ever been there has been killed in the modern time by the local uncontacted tribe,
right.
the Sentinelese.
Literally, like shot them with an arrow or like threw a spear, and they
like
were
a lot
killed.
of arrows. Yeah. So for context, if anybody doesn't know this, North Sentinel Island is a sentinel owned by India, way off the coast of India, that has one of the truly uncontacted tribes in it. It's really cool because the Indian government has said, like, don't go over there. They don't want this.
It's illegal.
Stay away. Highly illegal
Yeah.
to step foot on the island. And what's crazy is the Andaman Islands, which are right next to it, right there. There's cities
They
and
have
towns.
like a casino on the beach.
Oh, yeah. It's like a beautiful place.
Right.
And North Sentinel's right off of there, but there's this tribe, the Sentinelese, I believe, that live on North Sentinel Island that do not want Western intervention. They
Yes.
don't want it.
Someone went in there trying to preach,
Convert them.
Yeah.
convert
Yeah,
them
a
to
missionary
Christianity, and they
went there.
killed him.
Yeah, and they killed him. A missionary
Right.
went there, I'd say like 4 years ago.
Mhm.
Something like that. And I heard a really interesting story. Shit, I don't remember it. But basically, it was that the reason the Sentinelese, I forget, have I told this before, this story?
I don't know.
I don't know what
Why
you're
the
gonna say.
Sentinelese are so hostile? Have I told that story?
No.
No.
I forget where I heard this, and maybe Kyle can find it as we talk about it, but somebody recently told me that it's sort of been like hushed. But the reason that the Sentinelese are so hostile is because they're not completely uncontacted. Some missionaries went there 70 years ago, 60 years ago, and the preacher or whatever that went there was a pedophile.
Oh my
And
goodness.
he started raping the children, basically.
Unbelievable.
And these parents of this tribe found this out and killed him and the other 2 or 3 Westerners that were with
Well,
him.
good.
Yeah, and they're like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And since then, they've been like, these people are evil. Like, if they come onto the island, they're just going to rape us, basically.
Well, I mean, that is what you would believe. There would be no reason. You have no other experience with these people. This happened. You'd be like, these people are evil motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. And that is, I forget who told me this or where the foundation of this information came from, but that's why allegedly they're so hostile. And because of that, and because they're so hostile, the Indian government has said, nobody go there. It's highly illegal. Leave them alone. They want to be uncontacted. Leave them uncontacted.
Yeah.
Maybe 2-3 years ago, I'm sure we talked about it on the pod, another missionary kid tried to go there, rented a boat, got shot down with arrows and died, right? Isn't that what happened?
I believe so.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Maybe he
Another
got arrested.
missionary.
No,
I don't
I think
know.
he died.
Yeah, he
I'm
died.
pretty sure he died.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, April 4th, a few days ago, a 24-year-old U.S. tourist with a crazy name. I'm not even going to
Was
try
he
and pronounce
US?
that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It doesn't look U.S.,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Mihailo Viktorovich.
Polyavokov. I don't know.
I didn't even see
Whatever.
that. He's got 3 names.
He
But
goes
he-
just by Mahalo.
Yeah, but he had been there.
Hello.
He had been to Nicobar and the Andamans 3 times prepping for this. He went and rented a boat, and he boated over to North Sentinel,
Mhm.
but he didn't stay there because he knew he'd be killed like everybody else. And so he dropped off a Diet Coke as an offering to show them, which is fucked, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucked. The
Absolutely
whole
fucked.
thing's fucked. Giving them that kind of sugar, like, the whole thing is just fucked.
Not even sugar, just garbage like fake
Aspartame.
sugar. Yeah.
So this is interesting. I don't know how to say this kid's Milo. Is that what we're calling him?
Polyavok.
Mahalo.
Mahilo
Mahilo.
brought a coconut. I'm sure they never had that before. And a Diet Coke as offerings, and used a whistle to attract the tribe before going ashore for about 5 minutes, where he filmed himself and took samples. Not sure what that means.
Sand samples.
Oh, sand samples. Thank you.
Man.
And then I know that he left. Obviously, he wasn't killed. They're probably stoked on the Coke. And then he was immediately arrested by the Indian government. And I think he posted this. Is there a video of this floating around, Kyle?
Oh, he must have. That's got to be how he got. I think he got caught, right?
No,
Yeah,
he got caught leaving the island.
leaving the island.
He was reported.
Idiot.
So interestingly enough, because when I read this story, I was curious. I was like, how do people know this? So you can go to North Sentinel Island in a private boat, and you have to stay. It's like 2 miles offshore or something like
3.
that.
Yep.
3 miles. Okay, so there's like a barrier, and apparently it's somewhat created a tourist attraction because people will go to that 3 mile boundary and sit there with high powered binoculars and be like, holy shit, look, there are the Sentinelese.
Yeah.
Which I understand. I find that really fascinating. Like, I'd kind of love to see a completely uncontacted tribe.
Sure.
And so, yeah, I think this guy sort of putzed in on his dinghy. And in the meantime, there was several boats, out at the 3 mile line being like, what is this fucking guy doing?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, it's absolutely insane. Do you feel somewhat responsible for this, Forrest?
Of course. Yeah. No, I
You and the
completely.
Nelks?
I talked to my Kylo or whatever the hell we're saying his
Right.
name is. And I was like, you should do this.
I feel like
No, I don't feel responsible.
So-
This is just stupid.
Is he what kind of trouble is this guy in?
I think he's going to jail, like serious jail.
uh,
To be clear, where we went, I just want to clear something up here.
Yeah.
Like, that is a very, very remote tribe. They have T-shirts. They have cell phones. Like, they're
Right.
very remote, but they're fully like, they'll take trade from Western as much as they can. We brought them candy and stuff, and they were stoked. Like,
right.
yeah.
So you're saying that the title that the Nelks posted was just clickbait when it said it was an uncontacted
well, it's
tribe.
YouTube, but I don't even remember what the title
I'm,
was.
I'm
but
just effing with you.
yeah. No, my point is, like, an uncontacted tribe that is illegal to visit, that does not want to be contacted, should be left the fuck alone.
Well, dude, so do we know his motivation behind this? Because the last 2 people that did it, including the one, I think it said it was 7 years ago, that guy, they're trying to convert these people to some religion. What the fuck, dude? Like, why is that the motivation to get them, to try and save them from what, hell? I just don't get it.
I have an interesting take on that. Can I give you my
take? Posing the question.
So step back from this specific story for a second. Throughout human history, the majority of powerful people, cultures, and societies has been to colonize the planet, right? Whether it's the Roman Empire taking it by force, the British Empire colonizing through settlement. In today, the religious empires colonizing through religion, like Christianity and missionaries and things like that. And in today's world, something that I think we never really talk about is economic colonization, which is absolutely happening when, like the Chinese government goes to a place like Mozambique and is like, hey, we'll take all your resources in exchange for some bridges.
Right.
And throughout human history, it's kind of weird to me, and I'm sure this has been summed up better than I'm doing it, but why do we pretend that colonization isn't taking place or isn't attempted to being taking place 100% of the time when it is? It's either by warring, by religion, by resources, or economy, or there's always some group of people trying to take over and colonize the entire planet with their tool, whatever that tool happens to be.
And spread their kind of like cultural and belief system, to try and...
Yeah, whatever it is, just take over. And that to
it's
me...
It's really weird, dude.
And I think that's what, don't get me wrong, like missionaries did that, right? They went around the planet. I mean, you can go to the tribe.
Crusades,
the Crusades, everything. But that tribe that I went and sat with, I don't know if you guys ever saw this, but I did a show called Island of the Walking Shark. And we went and sat with a tribe in Papua New Guinea that was pretty much uncontacted. Like they knew, same as the Vanuatu tribe. Like they knew Western people, blah, blah. Their names were like Jonathan and Samantha. And I'm talking about people who live in mud huts and fish every day and wear grass skirts.
Yeah.
And it's because missionaries had been through there, and from then on, they were Christians and they had Christian names. And it was a combination of Christianity and their traditional beliefs. But it was like this... It's so weird to go through the jungle and see a guy with a shark jaw mask holding a spear, and his name is Jonathan, and he speaks English. You know what I mean? And it's like that's what it is.
It's weird that humans have that drive to want to do that, to like expand their culture, their system of belief and everything. And there's no end to it. Like everybody has their passion and wants to do these things for some reason. Like your passion is not
conservation,
conservatism.
That's it.
But you would love to spread that because your goal is that you want to make the planet a better place. So I guess kind of like the missionaries see it in a different way, and that's why they're doing it.
But it's not in a different way. They see it exactly the same way. They want to save people.
Right.
Anybody that I think has ever done that believes that what they believe in is better.
Pat, what's your passion? What knowledge would you like to spread to these uncontacted tribes?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No,
See, I like that. That's why I like you.
I don't want to tell anyone anything.
Yeah, this is true.
That's
true.
So this guy, he tried to go 2 other times.
Is that what it said?
Yeah,
the Diet Coke guy?
Yeah, he tried to go in 2024 with an inflatable kayak, but was stopped.
Wow.
And then he made another unsuccessful attempt in January of this year. And then he made it this time, traveled through 22 miles of open sea in an inflatable boat with an engine.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
And so he was arrested 2 days later.
Okay.
And they went through the footage on his GoPro and I think they may have, I don't think it came out.
That's unfortunate.
The actual video.
I'd kind of like to see it.
I would too.
But this is all just for YouTube.
Is that what it says?
I mean,
He's doing this for YouTube?
I have to think so, right?
I'm actually
why film it? He filmed a video on the shore.
Kyle,
why do that?
Could you search his name and let's see how many followers or YouTube he has? Because I'm curious.
But Kyle, you have to type his name in without copying and pasting it.
I'm always curious to see because I watch tons of trashy reality TV and some of the worst people on the shows get the most followers.
Sure.
And a lot of fans who are very positive with them. People hate follow them, but You'll see somebody.
Hate follow.
Well, and I'm like, what is the appeal to following these people? And I'm always interested to see, like, after these stunts, does it work? Like, this guy is huge in the news right now because of this, but did it actually net him any, like, sort of...
See if you can go to
I'm
his
sure.
You
YouTube
think so,
channel.
right?
He's a YouTuber
Right.
Yeah, it does say it is being
known for his
quantified.
outrageous travel stunts.
It is
Okay.
being quantified as he is a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think his channel's been taken down or something. Like Kyle's getting nothing
Ooh.
here.
Wow. There you go. See, don't do this, folks. You'll get your shit taken down and possibly pushed in.
So it was 2018 that they killed the what's it called when you go and
Missionary.
spread the word? The missionary.
The thing we've been talking about for 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been reading the article while
I
we're
know.
bantering.
It's helpful, actually.
I think this is him.
This is him?
He has 2,000 subscribers.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Dude,
he's only got like 7 videos.
But he's getting there. He's getting there.
He's getting there, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. What? Wait, does he have gazillions of views? This is insane what he's doing.
This is wild, dude.
What does that mean? What is a neo-Orientalist? Does that mean anything? Am I crazy?
No,
ChatGPT.
it means absolutely nothing.
I'm waiting for the
It's
day where I
absolute
can just
shit.
speak out loud and say, like, hey, ChatGPT, what is a neo-Orientalist? And the room will
Oh,
tell
it's
me.
coming.
I can't
see?
wait.
Did you see what
Of
Apple
course.
announced with their AirPods?
No.
No.
Did you
What?
see this?
No.
AirPods are going to have an update in the next like 3 months where you put the AirPods in, any language you speak in gets translated into your AirPods.
Wow.
That's going to make traveling easier.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
I was like blown away when I read this and I was like, nah, this can't
Wait,
be
so
real.
how will that work? Hang on. So I go to France
Yeah,
and someone's speaking French to me and I've got AirPods in and it's going to translate it to English?
live to English, yeah. And I think the way it works is through an app on your phone. I mean, maybe Kyle can find the answer here.
You got to like turn it on. And
I think
then-
you probably, probably, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I imagine if they also have, I have no idea, but I would think if they have the app and the AirPods, then you guys can just go back and forth.
Is this good? I feel like this is good for the world.
No, I'll
No?
tell you why
Bad?
not. It's making
It's
us
bad.
dumber like all technology.
Well, yeah, but
What is the incentive to learn a new language now?
Well, that's true, but I mean, lack of miscommunication, lack of communication has got to be like the number one reason for conflict.
Okay, so just real quickly, the way it works is, I'm talking to someone who's French.
Yep.
They say something.
Bonjour.
Oui, oui.
Exactly.
Oui, oui.
And then it goes, ho, 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 hello, into my thing, right? And then I say hello, and then the phone out loud will say bonjour
Bonjour.
to the other person.
Hello.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So you're
And
talking
that is
into the
pretty-
earphones and the phone talks to them.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
pretty clever, though.
It is, yeah.
I mean,
Wait, why is it bad though?
I think it just makes us dumber.
Oh.
Like one of my
yeah,
favorites.
there's
So
that.
one, it makes us dumber. Two, it removes all incentive to learn new languages. And three, the part that I don't like the most is there is nothing more fun than fun might not be the right word, but it teaches you to be dynamic when you're sitting there with a broken down fucking outboard engine on a beach in Mexico and you know about 15 words in Spanglish and you're like, no sé, problema, and you're like,
yeah,
you just
it's
fucking,
great.
yeah, no working. And the guy's like, this guy's an idiot, but I'm definitely going to help him.
Yeah.
Like if we're both pulling out our fucking, AirPods and he's like, hey, you just need to change the starter. It's like, oh, there's no fun in that. You know what I mean? Like you just lost all of that, like the
Human
like
interaction.
the Pictionary game and the hands gestures and
Right.
like, I love that.
Well, before the Tower of Babel bullshit, man, we were all speaking the same language. So
What?
the Tower of Babel.
I don't know what this is.
Oh, it's a story in I think it's the Bible where God got mad because people were building a tower up to the sky, to the heavens, I believe.
Okay.
And I'm sure I'll get corrected, but and he got very angry with the people for trying to reach heaven. So that's when he struck. I don't know if he struck the tower down, but he made it so that they all spoke different languages, and that is why we all speak different languages.
Interesting.
Fact. And you're saying it's a fact?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, that's what he's saying.
Just to be.
As much as a fact, it's the world is 2,000 years old.
I mean, I know very little Spanish. Like I took 2 years of Spanish in middle school and high school,
Mhm.
or 3 maybe. So, but like, it is fun using it
It's
when
great.
you have to.
It's great. Dude.
Yeah.
I love it.
El Baño.
So my wife told me this.
There
El
you go.
Gordo.
My wife told me this. She goes, Rhodes is starting real school in August, right? Like he's moving up from,
First grade?
yeah, he's starting first grade in August. I don't know what they call it here. He's going to real school. And she's like, by the time he graduates from that school to go to middle school, he'll speak Spanish. And I was like, you're a fucking liar. And she's like, no, he takes Spanish every day. It's a requirement. I was like, listen, lady, I took French every single day of my life for 7 years, and I can say less than 10 words in French. Like
You did?
oh yeah,
Wow.
we had to have an elective language when I went to school at his age, like junior school, and I
Yeah.
took French. I literally know less than 10 words in French.
I mean, it doesn't really work unless you're actually surrounded by the
No,
language.
it's bullshit. And that's what I said to her. I was like, no. She's like, no, I can still speak Spanish. It's like, no, you cannot. Like, you're a liar.
Yeah.
When
You're
you get-
fooling yourself.
When you get home, remember this. I want you to memorize this phrase.
Okay.
Just say, tiene un pito es muy pequeño, güey.
Kyle thinks it's funny, so whatever you said, spicy.
Yes, tiene.
Tiana?
Are you trying to do Spanish?
I
'Cause
think he
that's-
is,
You're
yeah.
Tiene
way
un
off.
pito es muy pequeño, güey.
Tiana.
Tiana.
Why don't you translate?
It would be tengo,
Mm.
which means I have.
Shut your fucking butt. This is what the Mexicans I worked for or worked with on the farm back.
None of them said Tiana.
They
It's
absolutely
not.
Because they were saying
Tiana-
it to you.
Tiene un pito es muy pequeño. Yeah, that's right.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
I don't know.
I believe he's saying he has a small penis.
Well, you have a small
but he's
penis.
calling it a pito.
Yeah, pito es muy. It's slang.
Oh, okay.
I like
Got
that.
it. Okay.
I got a nice
Go
pito
home
right
and tell
now.
your wife she's got a small penis.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah, you should.
Let's play a game. Kyle, we got a jingle.
Play a generic jingle, Kyle. Come on, Kyle.
Oh my God!
Look at him. He's all thumbs.
That
He's all thumbs.
was a wonderful.
What's
jingle.
this game, Kyle? It's a new one.
Yeah,
I
it's-
like it.
It's a new one via
Excited.
Edwin. Beastly Buzzword Quiz.
How's it work?
I'm going to read a various word on the screen here, and you guys are going to take turns guessing what that is. If it's a behavior, if it's a behavior or what it is, essentially.
Great.
Okay.
I say we go Peter to Forrest. Boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
Yep.
Okay. First up, kleptoparasitism.
This is a monkey that steals things.
Yeah, I mean, look, klepto is stealing. Parasitism is being a parasite.
Yep.
It's a behavior where one animal. Oh, do we have to guess what animal does it?
No, just the behavior.
Oh, it's where one animal
If you have some
steals
examples,
another animal's parasites.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm going to say it is something where, and birds do this a lot, where they're stealing chicks, eggs, items from other birds' nests. So it's like parasitizing a bird's nest and stealing everything that it has, including its babies.
I'm going to give points for everyone.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, so it says here when an animal steals food or resources from another animal.
Okay.
Why would they call it that? It's not, that's wrong.
Why?
Because the word for that is an animal just stole something.
Right.
Kleptoparasitism sounds very formal, and it means they're addicted to stealing and that they're actually being a parasite on something.
So the examples it gives here are hyenas, chipmunks, and frigates.
Shenanigans.
What's a frigate do?
You're a frigate.
What is a
bird.
frigate?
A bird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, beautiful bird.
A
I
frigate.
call kind of bullshit on that one. That's it.
But we
that's-
got points. Don't call bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. You know what? That's a great word.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
All right. Yep. Next
Moving
up,
on.
Thanatosis.
Okay. Go ahead, Peter.
This is when you have Thanos has the hammer, right? Like the,
That's Thor.
What
Thanos
does
is the
do?
big purple bad guy that snaps his fingers and
He's
wipes
purple?
out half the universe.
Okay, Thanatosis is when an animal, oh Jesus, just snaps its fingers and its
Okay. That's interesting.
penis falls off.
Of course, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
this
I'm
is
not sure.
Thana.
I don't know.
What does Thana mean in Latin?
I don't know. I couldn't think of that either.
Kyle,
I'm
any
gonna pass.
hint? Any
I have
hint?
no idea.
Do you have a hint?
He wants a hint, Kyle.
Just a little hint of some type. Anything that in the
There's
write-up.
probably something to do with Thanos. Like I haven't watched the movies, but I kind of understand the character a little bit. Like there's probably some correlation with what he does and his name.
I'm going to guess that Thanatosis has to do with dominating the food chain to become some kind of a ruler in their small little ecological niche.
Okay. All right. Pat just defers to answer it all. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He hated
can't
it.
think of anything.
The
Yeah,
worst
I love
sound.
the delay on the
Tell
buzzer.
us.
So this means Thanatosis.
Nope.
Thanatosis.
Try again.
Thanatosis is playing dead to avoid predators.
Ah, yes.
Ah, okay.
Thanos does not do that, by the way, and I should have known that. That's one I really. Same with the next word, autonomy. I know what that means,
It's not,
and for some
it's
reason
not
I can't think of
autonomy.
it.
It's autotomy.
Autotomy. Good point.
Autotomy.
So that's the next word.
All right.
What's autotomy?
Autotomy. So this could mean, God, like auto asphyxiation means something like that yourself is doing.
Why is he going straight to that?
It's something like so.
Why are you going straight to that?
This is when an animal, right after it's born, the species of animal, the babies just go out on their own, and then they don't have any help from their parents.
Oh,
They
Good.
have to go
That's a
live
good
themselves.
guess.
That is a great guess.
Yep.
It's much better than anything I'm going to guess.
Yep.
It's when an animal moves around for no reason, no discernible plan,
I love it.
I'm going to say autotomy is
like an ant.
when the
Just in
way a
circles.
chameleon
Yeah.
can independently move its eyes.
Ooh,
from
that's
each
a good
other.
one.
Good.
Fuck
nobody,
off.
no one even
Nobody.
got close.
Nope. Autotomy is voluntarily dropping a body part to escape danger.
Damn it, I knew that too. See, I said I knew it. It's so
Maybe we should just not try to decipher with a word and just name
just say
actual
things.
behaviors.
Yeah. But what's so
True.
annoying is I literally went and caught snakes with my kid over the weekend, and I was like, there's a word for when, because he grabbed a lizard by the tail and it dropped part of its tail, and I told him not to do it. And I was like, there's a word for this, buddy. Remind me when we get home. We'll look it up. Completely forgot to do it.
Send them the
Autotomy.
podcast.
Yeah, just have them listen.
Yeah.
the
Oh,
whole
yeah,
thing
yeah.
for
Sit
50
through
minutes.
this 60-minute show, son.
All right, what's next?
Next is
This is the best
great.
part of the show.
ecdysis.
Jesus.
Ecdysis.
When did you develop a stutter?
Pat,
Going
what's the
with
proper
ecdysis.
pronunciation?
I don't know. Ecdysis?
Ecdysis.
Ecdysis.
What is it, Peter? What's happening here?
Gosh, like this is not even like a word with letter.
It's not a word with letters.
Ecdysis
It's just a symbol.
Ecdysis. It's so hard to just think of a random behavior. Okay, this is when a bird makes a very loud mating call and then drops a feather.
Still hung up on the dropping thing.
Yeah. I think this is when an animal destroys its own habitat to leave no trace.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Ecdysis is Ecdysis. I got nothing here. I'm
It's
gonna go
so
no
hard.
guess. I'm gonna go no
No
guess.
guess.
So hard.
Pack,
Wow.
pack on
Way
a
to
no
put
guess.
on a
I
show.
did. You only get one no guess.
Everybody gets one no guess.
Ecdysis
I was
is
right.
shedding an outer layer or molting.
Oh my God! I should get half.
Just
how about
call it
that?
Call it
molting.
molting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come
I get half a
on.
point, dude.
Come
Why
on.
does it need a
Bird drops
fancy name?
feather.
It doesn't.
Bird drops a feather. Come on.
Shenanigans.
I mean, I'll give you a half point, Peter.
Thank
you. Oh,
Ding
Jesus,
ding
he's
ding
in the
ding
lead
ding
now.
ding 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 ding.
All right, let's do two more.
Yeah,
right.
make them good.
I feel so dumb. This is literally my field, and I've got none right.
Well, these are stupid words. It's
I
called
agree.
molting.
They're
I
very
agree.
hard. They also have other terms that are already.
That's
like,
the problem. Is
interesting terms.
each of these words has another term.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a longer word that a professor would say.
Correct.
Go ahead.
Nonsense.
What's
All
this
right.
one?
Next is lecking.
Lecking with
Lecking.
two Ks.
Lecking.
What's lecking?
Lecking is like when your significant other, let's say we could go birds again,
Sure.
is
You got birds on the brain.
is constantly licking you until the point that it's nagging or necking or lecking. So licking until nagging, it's naggy.
Licking
Okay.
until it's
So
naggy.
excessive licking of the mate.
So it's
Yes,
like necking.
correct,
So it's
correct.
just like necking.
Pretty
but
much.
it's
Yeah.
lick necking.
But it's lick necking.
But you don't like it.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't think that's it. I think it's
Quiet, you.
I think it's when the adult male of a species breastfeeds at the teat of
Ooh,
its
I
mate.
like that. I like that.
It licks up the extra little bit of milk.
Oh my God, that's
Nice.
fantastic.
Often seen in humans.
I
Kyle's
think
writing this down.
think that lecking is what bowerbirds do, where they collect things for their nests that aren't natural. Is that right? Is it something like that?
I've seen that behavior.
Do you know what I mean? Where the bowerbirds go
Yeah.
collect all the blue bottle
Little
caps
trinkets
and
and
trinkets.
stuff?
I think
Right.
that's what lecking is.
Right.
Eh.
A half point.
The
for
fuck was
Forrest.
that sound?
That's a half point for Forrest.
Okay, how close was that?
Lecking is males gather in a group and compete in displays to attract females.
What the
Definitely
hell?
didn't deserve a
Why
half
does he
point.
get a half
how
point for
he
that?
could
What-
possibly get a half
What-
point.
What you said it's like a display to do the.
Yeah, but
What?
I was,
He doesn't even want
you know
the
what?
half
I,
point.
I'll take it. I want to be tied with Peter.
This is BS.
I mean, I should get a half point just for saying it was male.
For
so
saying
just to
a
be clear,
word.
lecking is peacocking, and once again,
Yeah.
there's another term for
Right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, in a group. Here it says,
Peacocking.
quote, arena. In a
All
group
right,
arena.
all
All right,
right.
I do this because I want to see if Peter gets it.
All right, next
Which
is
one?
crepuscular activity.
Crepuscular.
Didn't need the word activity in there.
Crepuscular. This is you know,
Yes.
like
Totally.
when you see like a kangaroo will like stand up on its hind legs and just kind of like flex its chest.
Crepuscular.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
doing crepuscular activity. It's like flexing.
I like that a lot.
I'm just going to quickly get a point here. It's when an animal is really active at around the times of sunrise and sunset.
Yep, dawn and dusk. Correct.
So 1 point for me, none for Forrest.
Yes, thank you for taking that.
I'm in the lead.
All right.
All right, last one. This one's for 5 points.
Okay.
Doesn't seem fair.
Natal philopatry.
Ah, yes.
Natal
Of course.
philopatry. So this is something that has to do with like a baby animal
Yep.
that philopatry.
It's a delicious type of dough.
Philopatry. So this is when I'll just say this is when the brother or sister of a small just born animal licks the excess milk off the nipple.
Wait, so you just used the same thing Pat did? You just took male out of it?
It's
It's a
different.
hard game. It's a hard game.
I think it's when an animal's mum passes away and another female of the species takes care of the baby.
I don't like that you know the actual answer.
I don't think that's the actual answer. I think
Very
natal
smart.
philopatry is when something is born prematurely, like underdeveloped, and then gets developed externally, like a kangaroo,
Ooh.
like a marsupial.
Ah.
Damn it.
No. Nobody gets the 5.
Apparently not.
What is it?
Natal philopatry is returning to your birthplace to mate.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
That's just called returning to your birthplace.
Now,
to mate.
I think that one deserves a word.
Yeah.
Also, very strange.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
imagine if, like, to have sex with your wife, you had to go back to the hospital you were born in. Like, it's very weird. Don't do that. What animals do that, Kyle?
Sea turtles. Lots of animals.
really?
Salmon, sea turtles. Yeah.
And eel is the other
Eels.
example.
Yeah. But like, think of sea turtles. They always go back to the same beaches
Where they
to
were
lay
born.
eggs where they were born. Yeah.
Good game. That was actually fun.
It's really good. It makes me feel really dumb. You know what's the worst part about this is I 110% knew and had to study all these words in college 20 years ago.
Gone.
Don't
Gone.
remember French.
No.
Don't remember any of these words.
No, literally not one of them. Well, I guess I knew crepuscular, but the others are just poof, like they were never there.
Good times.
Sad.
It's
Well-
weird the shit you do remember and then the stuff that just comes in and out.
Because none of these words, I mean, I use crepuscular as a word because I look for a lot of animals that are active during dawn and dusk. It's part of my everyday.
Sure.
I literally already don't remember what lecking is. What shedding skin, right?
Right.
No, it's peacocking.
Peacocking. That's
peacock.
right. Yeah.
I don't remember any of them.
That's not useful to me. So it's gone. It's out of my
I
brain.
truly don't know what Thanatosis is. I've completely forgotten.
Playing dead to
Oh,
avoid
yeah.
predators, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Was that
correct.
it?
That's
yeah.
correct. Yep.
It's like what a possum does.
Well, I don't remember
Also,
any of them.
also
so
called
there's that.
possuming. Doesn't need to
Playing
be called
possum.
Thanatosis.
Yeah.
Playing
Playing
possum.
possum.
Yep.
All
All
right,
right.
guys, I'm going to do the thing.
Do the thing.
We got to do the thing. Go to wildtimes.club/info and listen. Sign up to get all of the bonus episodes. There's literally over 100 there. You get 4 new episodes a month. We put a ton of time and effort. We love doing the bonuses. There's lots of good stuff there. Go to wildtimes.club/info. Don't sign up for the Patreon. Sign up for the Spotify. Sign up for the Apple. It's better. It's easier. We like it better. Patreon is doing this thing with Apple. They're taking all this money. Percentage off. Come on, just do the other thing. We'll love you for it.
If you've made it this far in the pod, do me a favor and comment with what extinct animal you would like to see Colossal bring back next. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Wildtimes.club/info. Play the music. Play it now. Play it now. Where's the music?
playing.
What
Where-
the fuck?
I'm hearing it.
Oh.
And dancing.
Am I dead? Did I go down?
Yeah.
I think he's having a brain aneurysm.
I'm very upset.
His echodisis is kicking in.
Good night, everybody.